Kia ora from Aotearoa. It's Poppy here with the current 9th wave Sacred Mind Calendar energies. We're just about finished the Zokin and the energy is intense. It's really, really rising rapidly and much is going on. Pure chaos in some ways. Today's 10 Earth. This is about meditating with the knowledge of the Earth. She holds all knowledge within herself. And we may access all knowledge in our meditations with her and with ourselves, because we are also made of the same matter as she is. We're like little fractals of her. So all knowledge is within us. So this is about connecting with her ways and will, so that all beings may find harmony, peace and freedom. Ultimately, as more people consciously take part with our Great Mother's dream of abundance for her and our co-creation, because we're in this all together. Astrology originated approximately around the 2nd millennium BCE during the 6th wave through the Babylonians, the ones who were actively harnessing human consciousness and creating slave-driving systems and a new civilization at the time. It was designed for the kings and the leaders as a way to dominate and control, with psychological belief in benefic, that means doing good, and malefic, that means doing bad, planetary influences. Oppositions were born and started to take over the natural human shamanic way of harmonising with nature for life. So these were the ways of psychological duality, the type of duality of judgments, of good and bad, of right and wrong. And so they were born and they took over the natural human shamanic way of harmonising with nature of life, which is what humanity was doing before that. This has all been a part of our evolution. Nowadays, astrology can predict political, financial potentials and what belongs in the unnatural worlds that usurp nature and created religious dogma that separates people, producing war, inequality and separation from nature and source. There need be no religious dogma. We may believe in the ancestors, in the creative forces that we meet in our meditations. For some of us, it may be Jesus Christ, and for others it may not be. But religious dogma is what has separated people from saying it's only right to believe in this and it's only right to believe in that. By observing the seasonal movement of the sun, moon and planets, the Babylonians connected their beliefs of divine intervention in their everyday life to space and time. They would forecast their future circumstances by observing space through time and relating ominous events such as lunar eclipses to social, political and environmental problems in aspects of their everyday lives, such as giving birth to deformed children. So that statement came from Wikipedia. Calendar systems were created from astrological systems. Rituals and sacrifices were observed in these calendar systems to appease malevolent gods and gain energy by rulers. This divination was the art of black magic that over time has heaped energy in the form of the blood of innocent children, animals and people. The calendar systems are even written on the life of Jesus Christ. Today, it's finally been acknowledged as the religious Satanism that runs almost every world government that currently exists through shadow governments and globalists who belong to secret religious orders such as Freemasonry. That's just one, but they do all link together. The blood sacrificing of children and animals still happens today, and I am passionate about doing my part in stopping it. That's where this life has taken me, having been used in satanic ritual myself. Consciousness is still held in these religious calendar systems and in astrology that keep human consciousness within these political, social, and environmental illusions that have been destroying nature, the very foundation of our existence. This is a part of the false time matrix that still has many people trapped, colliding wildly out of control with the next big AI agendas and controlling of human souls. There's a lot of fear coming up, and masses of fear coming up at the moment as we rise up, because these two worlds are splitting apart. And more fear is going to come, and really our aim is to be fear-proof and to be fully in a state of love and absolute connection with our source parents, with Mother Earth, with Father Sky, with Source itself, being a source ourselves. Okay, so the world is filled with illusions and agendas that have separated us from the earth and therefore from our very human nature. It is by returning our consciousness to her will and her ways, that we leave behind the ways that have destroyed life force and the natural ways of balance, harmony and equality, where all souls are valued and not just those given artificial status. Energy flows where our attention goes, so let's be filled with care as to where it goes. It's always our choice. Here's a quote from Carlos Barrios, who was a Mayan elder and shaman, regarding the sacred Mayan calendar. It's from the Book of Destiny, pages 4 and 5. Somewhere along the way, Western society began to assume that human beings have the right to dominate plants, animals, and even each other. The result of this materialist outlook is an economic, ecological, social, and moral crisis that has caused the downfall of other cultures. Humankind has achieved a level of technological development that has enslaved us instead of helping us. This has led to our lack of awareness and tendency to value a person for his or her material possessions. We have forgotten what is most important, our life purpose. We have distanced ourselves from nature. We no longer make time for ourselves but seek distractions in an effort to avoid looking inward, preventing us from evolving as human beings. Alienation has taken hold, and our actions are based on illusions. Wars are breaking out as a result of intolerance and religious fundamentalism. We continue to exploit countries and natural resources for financial and political gains, blaming our aggressiveness and potential nuclear conflict. Even more alarming, thousands of people still die every day as a result of war, hunger and disease, while governments and we as individuals simply look the other way. How can there be so many murders and rapes and so much gang violence? How can we as humans exploit one another to such an extent? How do entire countries spin into chaos? How can we enlist children to be soldiers and in wars that they do not understand, to fight battles that they are not there to fight? Why are so many of our seniors and mentally ill homeless? Why do we need to take prescription or illegal drugs just to get through the day? We are confused and directionless, and our political and religious leaders have no answers because they are lost as well. It is no wonder that a drugged and alienated existence has become the norm. Unless we find a balance between materialism and spirituality, we are doomed to be the victims of our own destiny. And then a bit further along, he says, Mayan philosophy is not looking for followers. Ours is a tradition, not a religion. We are not a sect, but a sector, as we simply present our cosmovision while respecting other traditions. End of quote. For me, I will respect traditions that do no harm. I respect the Mayan tradition of the natural and organic cosmovision that honours life and our great Mother Earth. She holds all knowledge within her, and as we relate and connect with her, we access the knowledge necessary for our lives and purposes. The inevitable is happening, with the rapidly rising frequencies being emitted through the sun. These frequencies are purposeful light codes that are intentional for growth and in ushering in a new consciousness that serves Earth and nature. These light frequencies come from the heart of Father Sky. They come from the heart of the cosmic axis. They are here to help us learn and grow. The artificial world will continue to break down, and now many human beings are swept up in this destruction from the choices that they have made as to what they serve. Many souls are disconnected from source and nature connection now, and there's a lot of hostility as two ways separate even further. It really is a time when our intuition serves us best in each now moment as to what to do and how to be. It is proving now that we can no longer depend on the systems that have dominated, and we will find new ways of meeting our human needs outside of them. Medical services are highly selective and all but available to the few who can still throw money at it, but it's really not going to last with all the latest monkeying around either. We may have been trauma bonded to certain dominant, controlling, governing systems, and that so many people were abused within it, only to be temporarily fixed up by it, but only on their terms and their patented and inorganic substances. It needn't have been that way. The destruction of the natural and the suppressing, targeting and killing of natural health ways and providers for eons has been a gross injustice on humanity and the planet, and this will be corrected, just as the other inversions are correcting. It's just chaotic for now as nature rises up and reclaims what has always been hers. Other contributing energies of this day, we are in that day wave 137, which is 9 night, and that's really about the deep and dreamy meditations focusing on Mother Earth's dream and will, and ending old harmful cycles and beginning cycles of natural cyclic abundance gained from the heightened ego perspective. And we are in the star Tracina. This is the final Tracina of the Zolkeen. And this is about rising frequency, harmonising as we rise to strengthen our true soul star being to authenticity. And we're also in a 9-day phase in 5 road, where we are empowered on our destiny roads through radically rising frequency of our soul star brightness with Mother Earth's soul star brightness. And I remember when I was saying this, it does feel supernova. It certainly is. I would not be surprised if we have an even more massive solar flare before 13 Sun, which will be on the day of the 20th or the 21st of August, depending where you are situated on the globe. And that will be the final day of the Zolkeen of this day wave. So quickened light frequencies from the sun are enlightening our minds with absolute love and truth as we consciously connect. So let's celebrate our growth, our courage to endure the challenges that come in uprising light frequencies, so incredibly enhanced by the solar maximum. This brilliant and intelligent universe exists always as our consciousness is drawn to the light of awareness. So much love to you all. No fear, because fearful things are around a lot more at the moment as the death throes for some are here. Not everybody has chosen to return to nature, to go back to nature, to be with the natural and organic frequencies of the light codes. So there is a lot of hostility around, and love and truth is the way, and a lot of that love is also self-love at the moment, protecting ourselves from those that are hostile around us, and just getting on and connecting, meditating deeply into the dream of Mother Earth at this time, so that we will create that natural and beautiful abundance that comes in a natural world. So much love.